There has been a lot of political turmoil in Burkina Faso lately, including a popular movement, a failed coup, and a controversial amnesty law. In October 2014, President Blaise Compaoré's effort to prolong his 27-year rule was met with widespread demonstrations. The National Assembly was set on fire by some of the tens of thousands of protesters who assembled in Ouagadougou on October 30th. When security personnel used force in response, 19 people were killed and about 500 were injured. A transitional government was established as a result of Compaoré's resignation and subsequent flight from the nation due to increasing pressure. Members of Compaoré's loyalist presidential security regiment attempted a coup in September 2015, less than a year later, in an attempt to sabotage the next elections. Due to opposition from the public and military, the coup was short-lived and fell apart within a week. The Transitional Parliament of Burkina Faso passed a law in December 2024 that granted soldiers who participated in the 2015 coup attempt amnesty, with the idea that they would be used in counterterrorism operations. This decision required the soldiers to acknowledge their roles and behave well. Despite being meant to promote peace, experts have referred to the amnesty as a risky decision, raising questions about how it may affect justice and accountability. Burkina Faso is still facing security issues in spite of these political changes. Since 2015, jihadist violence has escalated, resulting in the closure of around 25% of the nation's schools and posing a threat to both teachers and pupils. Concerns over human rights abuses have also been raised by claims that the current junta, which has been ruled by Captain Ibrahim Traore since a coup in September 2022, has been targeting the families of political opponents. These incidents highlight the intricate relationship between Burkina Faso's ongoing security and governance issues and attempts at political reconciliation. The Transitional Legislative Assembly of Burkina Faso passed a law in December 2024 that granted amnesty to those convicted of taking part in the September 2015 failed coup d'état. A complicated discussion has been triggered by this decision, which weighs the goal of national unity against worries about justice and the possibility of creating a dangerous precedent. Loyal to former President Blaise Compaoré, members of the former Presidential Security Regiment, RSP, made an attempt to topple the transitional administration in September 2015 following Compaoré's retirement in 2014. Widespread civilian demonstrations and opposition from the country's military prevented the coup. Important individuals involved in the coup, including as General Gilbert Diendera and former Foreign Minister Djibril Bassel, were later detained and found guilty. Those found guilty in connection with the 2015 coup may be pardoned under the recently enacted amnesty law, subject to certain requirements. Candidates must show a dedication to fighting terrorism and submit a formal request for amnesty to Captain Ibrahim Traore, the head of state. They must also guarantee that they do not endanger private property, public safety, or national institutions. Once granted, the amnesty expunges the offenses from the person's record and nullifies any convictions or legal prosecutions. The goal of the amnesty, according to Justice Minister Idaso Rodrigue Bayala, is to promote national unity and hasten the reintegration of former military personnel into counterterrorism activities. The ruling, he explained, did not diminish the accomplishments of the 2014 popular revolution that overthrew Compaoré's government. This action is seen by the administration as a practical step toward bringing the nation together to combat shared security risks. Reactions to the amnesty law have been conflicting. Pardoning those who tried to overthrow the government, according to some residents and pundits, could create a risky precedent that could encourage further uprisings in the future. They contend that in order to preserve the rule of law and respect the sacrifices made during the fight for democracy, justice for previous actions is essential. On the other hand, proponents argue that reintegrating seasoned military personnel is a necessary compromise for the stability and security of the country, given the urgent need to handle continuous insurgencies. In a country aiming for stability, the delicate balance between justice and reconciliation is highlighted by Burkina Faso's decision to extend amnesty to the perpetrators of the 2015 coup. The action raises serious concerns about accountability and the possible effects on the nation's democratic future, even as it attempts to coordinate efforts against present security threats.